if I only get better shoes, I'll do even better running. So I was like, all right, Mo, go buy it. I bought it. They came yesterday and I ran double what I was running before. Hello, hello. Today's healthy system is how to get started with something that you've been procrastinating on for a while. Okay. First thing, I'll tell you a little story, which is I recently got into running. So running is something I've always wanted to do. I've done on and off, but I would do it for a day and then never do it again. I would do it, if sometimes I was at an event and they made us run a little bit, I would get it done. I'm in decent shape, but I would never do it consistently. And funny enough, I always looked up to my fitness friends that were into running. Because what happens is in fitness, you have two extremes. So you have the cardio bunnies and then you have the gym bros, right? Cardio bunnies just run. They just run and run and run. And you can picture a cardio bunny physique in your head. And then you have the bros and the girls that are really into weight training, right? And oftentimes the cardio bunnies don't like doing weight training. And the weight training bros don't like doing cardio, right? And what I learned after doing this and after having been around a lot of like bodybuilders and a lot of bros when I was in California, right? Like I've been in these circles for 8, 9 years now. What I learned was oftentimes the cardio bunnies don't have the best physiques and neither do the gym bros, right? The people that are always just lifting weights, right? They're not the most athletic people. They're not always the best in shape, right? They're just like maximizing for getting the biggest bench press ever or something like that. So what I found is that there's something in the middle that I always admired, which is being an athlete. So cardio bunnies on one side of the spectrum, you have gym bros on the other side of the spectrum. Right in the middle is what the ideal peak human conditioning looks like, which is being an athlete, right? And being an athlete requires you to do both. So doing cardio, but also lifting and weights and doing strength training. So it's the best of both worlds. So for me, I was like, okay, what am I missing? I'm like, well, I'm just missing doing actual outdoors cardio because I can do the Stairmaster at the gym. I do all of that, incline, treadmill, I'm walking a lot, but I just don't feel like I can run as much, right? And I noticed, right, like there's a lot of influencers that lift weights and they run often and they look great. And I'm like, that's a great physique and it's also great health because not only are you preserving the muscle mass through weight training and you're like looking amazing and improving your health, but also your cardiovascular health, your heart, your lungs are also in peak conditioning because you also run. So I started getting into running. I was like, all right, I'm going to go for a run, right? On Monday, I'm going to start for a run, even if it's for 10 minutes. Okay. But then that voice inside my head kicked in. It's like, but Mo, you don't have running shoes. You only have your old NMDs or your Nikes that are 2+ years old. Like, what if you hurt yourself? What if this happens? And I was like, oh man, okay, well, I guess I need to buy new running shoes. So I started researching. Well, the two brands at the time of this recording in 2024, two brands that are most popular for running are Hoka's or the On Clouds, right? I'm like, okay, which one do I want to buy? Well, I did some research and Hoka's are very heavy on cushion. They have a lot of cushion on the surface. And NMDs are just like, they were made by a runner and they're just like, they have the ergonomics on the shoe that are just, they set your feet up in a way that's very groovy. And I was like, okay, On Clouds fit my style better. So I got a pair of On Clouds, right? Spent a good amount of money. But before I even pressed buy, I was like, Mo, when the On Clouds get here, nothing's going to change. Nothing's gonna change. It's kind of like, being overweight and being like, but let me just buy a Fitbit because if I buy the Fitbit, I'll be fitter. And people just have the Fitbit and it's this whole lot of overweight people with Fitbits, right? And nobody does anything. So the habit starts before the thing actually gets there. So I'm like, okay, what's the best case scenario? I'm like, best case scenario is you take action in imperfect condition. You take action, you start running with your bad shoes. Let's do that. You do that for 2 days, I will buy you myself the new On Clouds that you want that are like $200. I'm like, all right, that's the reward. So day one, I go running with my old shoes. And yeah, I ran like a good, 10, 12 minutes and I was recording my heart rate. My Aura ring was doing all of that. And I was like, hell yeah, that felt good. Day two, like my feet are hurting a little bit. I could tell like my shoes are a little worn out. So I tried the other shoes and then I ran a little bit longer. I actually ran like, I think 5 to 10 minutes longer. I could run that with the new shoes. But then again, my shins were hurting. So when I came back, I was like, all right, now I already set in motion, right? The things are starting to move. I know I can run and I know I can do it at this time. And I can, if I only get better shoes, I'll do even better running. So I was like, all right, Mo, go buy it. I bought it. They came yesterday and I ran double what I was running before. So what's the lesson in all that? Well, the lesson is I started small. But the second lesson is before you press purchase, having things already in motion is such a bonus because while you're waiting for the thing to arrive, when that thing arrives, I promise you it won't be as glorious as you made it in your head. You have to start taking action. It's kind of like people are like, yeah, man, like, well, right now I'm like dating and I'm like so busy with my career. But once I become a doctor and once I get married, I'm gonna start taking my health seriously and I'm gonna start going to the gym. And it's like, oh my God, that's nothing can be furthest from the truth. Start taking action already, because if you got action already, once those things happen, you'll actually take even better action, right? So take action despite imperfect conditions. I promise you, you'll go further. If you wait for the perfect conditions, you will literally set yourself short and you won't go as far as you want to go. So at the end of the day, start running with your bad shoes and then reward yourself with the best shoes you can buy. And once those shoes arrive, you'll become an even better runner. And don't forget my second point, which is don't be a cardio bunny and don't be a weightlifting bro. Be an athlete, which is right in the middle. And I hope that helps. I'll see you in the next one. Thank you for listening to the Healthy Systems podcast. I really appreciate you for tuning in today. Now, here are 2 ways I can help you for free. One, you can join our free Facebook community by just going to this link, bit.ly/Titan Facebook group. Just type that into your browser and then answer 2 questions, and then we'll let you into our Facebook community where you'll meet other people, as well as we have a lot of free resources in terms of meal plans, workouts, all kinds of stuff in there. Second way I can help you for free is if you follow me on Instagram at Ghias, MOE, as in George, H as in horse, I as in India, A as in apple, S as in Sam. Follow me there and then shoot me a message with the word Healthy Systems, and then I'll be sure to send you a free gift. Other than that, keep listening in, and I really appreciate you.